Good morning, sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, a very good morning and welcome to JSPM Jaywantrao Sawant Institute of Management and Research. This is Professor Ruben Umap. Before starting the lecture, I would like to give you a small, brief introduction about my own self. I have 13 years corporate experience, and since I had a passion for teaching, I joined here as a teacher, as a professor, because out of passion. And I'm with JSPM JSIMR for last 14 years. My core subject is marketing management. Apart from marketing management, I also teach one of my core subjects is business communication. Because business communication plays a very important role, And it gives me an immense pleasure this morning to interact with you who are planning to do MBA as your career. I wish you all the best. Today we will spend some time on understanding what is communication, why is communication, what is the importance of communication, how communication will help you achieve your goals and ambition and career, etc. etc. So this is a brief introduction about my own self. I welcome you on behalf of my director and all my faculty colleagues. I welcome you for a bright future to be associated. Now we are doing an online class, but hopefully after this pandemic situation, we will be meeting face to face in the classroom and we will be having a lot of interaction together. Okay, with this brief introduction, let me start today's interesting topic. The name of the topic is already displayed on the screen, on the slide, and that is effective communication. This is my topic. For the next 50 minutes, I want your attention, your concentration, and let's understand why communication topic is important and why I chose this topic to interact with you and to give a brief idea about what is the importance of communication. We'll go to the second slide. Can you can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. See, I am not used to this one-way communication because teaching this communication, right? So there has to be a two-way communication. So in between you can say yes, no, no, whether you have understood, not understood. Okay, so that there will be a proper interaction and there will be a give and take of our communication. Communication exists wherever life exists. If you try to understand this jargon, or if you try to understand this line, communication is everywhere. Wherever life exists, there has to be a communication. Okay, let's take an example. The baby is crying. The mother only will understand whether the baby is sick, whether the baby is cranky, whether the baby is hungry. So there are no words, there are no sentences, but the meaning from one person to another person is conveyed. Okay, the meaning. So both the parties here are trying to understand. I'll give you small example, and then we will understand how this communication is important in the corporate life. Okay, you may be having several questions, sir. I don't know English. We are from rural background. We have studied Marathi medium. No problem at all. No problem. That is not the criteria of having a communicate of having effective communication. The main criteria is first you understand what is communication, what is the importance of communication. Only then you will be able to understand how this is implemented in the daily life. So I will give you certain tips on how to improve communication, how to practice communication, what are the tips, what are the methods of communication, and how to develop own self. So together, when we are trying to understand this communication, again I am coming to the same point, same same line of my of the slide which is displayed here. Communication exists wherever life exists. The dog is barking. Example, another example I'll give you. The dog is barking in the middle of the night. Okay. The owner, he immediately gets up, he puts the light of the veranda and he sees as the gate as something is wrong. Now, the owner is not able to understand the language. The dog is not able to understand, but the dog is barking. So there is some kind of communication. Okay. There is some kind of communication. One, I have given you human example. One, I have given you an animal example. So my point over here is wherever life exists, there has to be communication. Okay, communication is everywhere. It is part and parcel of our life. Okay, we speak Marathi, we speak Hindi, we speak English. A whole day we are communicating with our friends, with our family members, with our people where we are coming in contact. I'll give you an example. In our house, there is a small child. He is speaking and doing in Hindi or Marathi. You say badbad karat hai. Whole day he's communicating. He's communicating. The mother is telling sometime at least keep quiet now. And what happens in the night? He has his dinner and he goes to sleep. Then the mother takes a sigh of relief and says, now the child has gone to sleep. Now imagine same child next day is not speaking. The mother is worried, the father is worried, the siblings are worried as to why this person is not speaking or why this child is not speaking. Imagine, I'll give you another example between friends. We are talking so much, we are sharing so much, we are trying to understand, we are speaking, we are also listening. So everywhere, the point is wherever life exists, there is communication. So what is communication? What is communication? Communication is the activity of conveying information through the exchange of thoughts. Communication is the activity of conveying information through video. Is the activity of conveying information through the exchange of thoughts, messages, or information, as by speech, visual signals, writing, or behavior. Let's understand sentence by sentence. What is communication? Communication is the activity of conveying information. Okay, now there are various things in this information. Party A is conveying information to party B. Now when the information, there is an exchange of what? Exchange of thoughts. Very, very important. Exchange of messages or any other information. The medium of conveying this information is speech. Okay, speech means we are speaking words. We are speaking thousands of words in a day. Words are formed into sentences. Not necessary that you are only speaking by words. There is sign language, there are visuals, there is writing or behavior, body language. We will go ahead when we are studying what is body language. So communication is passed from one person to another person through a lot of exchanges, like as I said, thoughts, messages, information, and the medium is either by writing, either by signals, either by visuals, or by speech. Now the communication has to be meaningful exchange of information between two groups or two people. Now when you try to understand the origin of communication, how communication is derived, it is from a Latin word called communis, which means to share or to participate. Which means to share or to participate. That's the origin of the word in English called communication. Okay. Now let me not go into theoretical aspects. The slide is only for your understanding. Okay. There are various definitions. We are not really going to go into definitions because I am not giving you a lecture on theory. I'm trying to tell you how practically important is communication. Though the slide is there on your laptop or on your mobile phone, okay, just let's understand what is communication. Okay, it is a process of passing information and understanding from one person to another. Now various people have given various definitions. That is not important. What is important is exchange of meaning. Exchange of meaning. Now, why am I telling you communication is important? Why am I telling you that it is a behavior science? Why am I telling you that it is understanding from a person to person? Now, let me tell you, you all are students. You all are. Can somebody off the mic, please? It is disturbing. Can somebody please off the mic? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So what we are trying to understand is, okay, it is the exchange of meaning. Okay. Now let's go to the practical aspects of this. The practical aspect of this is, let me give you a very simple example. You all are students. Okay. You all are students. You are about to do your MBA. You are about to take your career path. You are about to set goals. Now I am speaking this in continuation with what Dr. Shailesh sir yesterday has spoken to you about goal setting. Okay, career path. So in this career path, in this goal setting, communication is very important. Communication is very important. Though our mother tongue is Hindi, though our mother tongue is Marathi or any other language for that given thing, based on our culture, based on our tradition, based on our religion, based on our family background, no matter what our language is. But let me tell you, today English is also become very important. So spoken English is the need of the hour. Spoken English is the need of the system today. So it is very important. You should be able to communicate with your peers, with your colleagues, with your higher ups, or to your subordinates. So when coming down to one particular point or taking the whole aspect into consideration, it is the behavior that results in the exchange of meaning. So communication, it is a process. How important? So you have to go through a process of passing information in your daily life, in your personal life, and now let's talk about our corporate life. So in corporate life, it is very important that you are understanding that person. Which person? As I gave you examples, your peers, your colleagues, your friends, your associates, your subordinates. So there are various things which you understand as to how this communication is important. Okay, now let me give you a brief history about communication. Communication was revolutionized with speech approximately 1 lakh years ago. There was a speech. So the origin is many years, and that time there was no language, but there were symbols. Okay, now symbols were developed about 30,000 years ago, and writing came in the past few centuries. This is the just a brief history about communication. Coming back to our life. Now, let me tell you, I'll give you an example. I would like to share an example with you, which is very practical. I hope you all are understanding. I hope I am audible. You are attentive to what I'm speaking. Because tomorrow, when you are doing this MBA course, okay, when you're doing this MBA course, in this MBA course, obviously, you are planning goal setting, as Dr. Shailesh Pandey has said yesterday. Goal setting is very important. So what is your immediate goal? Next 2 years, I'll become a postgraduate. Postgraduate in MBA, no matter what your specialization is. After that, you must be having your goal setting, your dream company. Which company you want to go? So I would like to mention a few companies. There could be Dabur, there could be Infosys, there could be Wipro, there could be LG, various other. This must be your dream company. So to achieve that dream company, to go to that level, to crack an interview, to succeed in the interview, to get placed, okay, in all the aspects, effective communication is very, very important. Effective communication, and I am not teaching you grammar. I am, because you have already learned grammar. What my emphasis or focus in today's lecture is effective communication, into bracket spoken English. English is become the language. I'm not telling you that I'm not speaking about accent. I'm not speaking about the speed. I'm not speaking about the style, but I'm speaking about effective communication. How the is the past, how thoughts are exchanged, how visual communication is exchanged, how one party is understanding the other party. So if you are an effective communicator, mark my words, I'm making a statement over here. If you are effective communicator, you lead the crowd, because you have that style, you have that aura in you. And this is not developed overnight, students. Dear friends, this is not developed overnight. Somebody has said Rome was not built in a day. It takes months. It takes years of practice. It takes a lot of concentration. It takes a lot of things. So, so while we are on mission MBA, while we are embarking on an MBA program, okay, theory, assignments, midterm examination, prelim examination, everything is there. But apart from that, what we are trying to inculcate in the minds of the students is the business communication, is the effective communication, is the personality development course during your 2 years period. And that is important. That is the gist of the whole 2 years program. I'm sitting here, I'm giving you a guarantee that you all are intellects. You all are intellects. We don't have to teach you. We don't have to teach you, because we have a library in our JSMR where there are 10,000 books. You all are graduates. You can learn. You can read the book. You can pass your examination. I will guarantee you that you will pass with first class. You will pass with distinction. Let me make a statement over here. Let me make a point over here. You may get a first class degree. You may get a distinction, but that first class degree, that first class distinction, that mark sheet will not give you a job. You will not become an entrepreneur. Okay, that will only help you. That will only qualify you. That will only give you a proof that yes, I have done my MBA. I have done my post graduation. So what is important? Again, I'm coming back to my same topic: effective communication. Effective communication. How you communicate, how you present yourself. You got to become your own brand ambassador. You don't have to, everybody has a role model, somebody is following role model: Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Ritik Roshan, Katrina Kaif. Okay, that is okay to follow somebody, but in days to come, in the next 2 years, my challenge, my appeal to you is that you become your own role model. You become your own role model. You follow your own steps. You set a trend, so that you will be a crowd puller. You will be a crowd puller. You will not be behind the crowd, but the crowd will come after you. Why? Because you are an effective communicator. Okay, I'm not telling you that you speak jargons. I'm not telling you that you speak a language, a high English, which is not understandable by anything. My point over here is, whatever you speak, that your speech should carry weight. Your speech should carry weight. Your speech should carry your aura. Your speech should carry your personality, and you should be different. Coming back to the corporate level, you are sitting in an interview. This is a classic example I'm giving you. You are sitting in an interview. You are not sitting alone. Okay, with you there are 20 students. 20 aspirant candidates for the same post. All have done MBA. Just imagine this picture in front of your eyes. Just examine it. Just bring the picture in front of your eyes. You are sitting in a corporate, in your dream company. You have come to that goal. You have achieved that goal. Now you are on the threshold of giving an interview, and with you there are 20 people sitting outside applying for the same post. The question is, the point is, why will the interviewer select you? You may be a distinction from Pune University. You may be a first ranker from a reputed university. Fine, that's all. Okay, you are having the proof that you have passed an MBA. But when you open your mouth, when the interviewer asks you a simple question, okay, tell me about yourself. Let me tell you, dear friends, I'm speaking from my experience. I was also a student at one given point of time. Okay, but all through my experience of last 20 years, I'm speaking only from my experience. Okay, when the interviewer is asking you, come on, explain or tell me about yourself. Okay, now the question is, the interviewer already has your biodata in front of him, already has your Jan Kundali in front of him. He knows your name because it is there in the biodata. He knows your qualification, your experience, your work projects, what you've done, your hobbies, your interests, your goals. Everything is there. But still, he is asking you a question. Introduce about yourself. The point over here is, the fact over here is, the point over here is, he wants to listen as to how you communicate, is to how you communicate. That's the point. That's the point. He wants to understand how is your communication, how are you speaking, whichever language, whichever language, whether it is Hindi or Marathi. But in corporate world, English is preferred. English language is preferred. So if you are a good communicator, if you are able to present yourself, if you are able to show your credentials, first 3 minutes are very important in an interview. First 3 minutes are very important, because in 3 minutes the interviewer will gauge you. The first 3 minutes the interviewer will try and understand you as to how our communication is, and based on that, then there is selection, then there is recruitment, and then there is training, and then finally you are taken for a job. The question or the point over here is, why should I give you a job when there are 20 people sitting outside for the same job at less salary what you are expecting? So in all, the point over here is, communication plays a very important role. That too, effective communication. Let's go ahead. This is again, okay, I have already explained the communication model. Okay, there is sender, receiver, there is message, there is feedback. I don't want to highlight more on this. This is all theory. Okay. Now, my important this thing is, there are two types of communication: verbal communication, and second one is inverbal. There are again two things: one is oral communication, one is written communication. One is oral communication and one is written communication. So you should practice both. Okay. Now, coming back to this verbal communication, or coming back to oral and written communication. Okay. Oral communication is what we are speaking. Oral communication. Now today's lecture I'm taking, this is nothing but an oral communication. Okay, but emails, WhatsApp, okay, then letters, all in the, this thing is all non-verbal, that is a written communication. Again there is non-verbal communication, which is having, we can say, oral and written, such as gestures, body language, posture, tone, voice, or facial expression. This is all called non-verbal communication. Many things we are communicating by gestures. In Marathi it is how bhav. Okay, by our facial expression, one will come to know whether you are happy, whether you are sad, whether you are excited, whether you are frustrated, whether you are irritated, whether you are jammed, or whether you are out of mood or out of the world. just by gesture, because facial plays a very face is the mirror of the soul. Somebody has said, face is the mirror of the soul. And when you are talking about gestures, lot of gestures making, and one of the important gesture is our facial expression. By face, by eyes, by eyebrow, raising of eyebrow, by our eyes. Eyes also plays a very important role in communication. Your body language, your the way you walk, okay, the way whether your body language will show you whether you are nervous, whether you are excited. Body language will show you whether you are hyper. Body language will show you whether you are sad. All depends on your, see, there is no written communication, but this non-verbal communication playing a very important role. Posture, the way you stand, the way you walk, the way you raise your hand, the way you speak. Okay, so all these things are taken into consideration when when a person is speaking, given whether he is speaking interview, whether he is giving a presentation with the directors of the company, or whether he is speaking to his colleagues, or whether he is giving a speech. The tone, the kind of tone you are using, high pitch, low pitch, okay, or facial, I already said, voice, okay, this is all called non-verbal communication. So what is non-verbal communication? Is all about the body language of the speaker. Body language plays a very important, body language will define you. Body language will define you. He will look at your facial expression. Your facial expression will define you. The body language will define you. Your facial expression will define you. Gestures, postures, simple. You know everything. I am not trying to teach you that gesture is important or body. What I'm trying to tell you is effective gesture, effective body language, effective posture, effective tone, voice, pitch, volume, facial expression. These all are important attributes. These all are important things when you talk about the effective communication. That is all non-verbal. So non-verbal and verbal both are important. According to my experience, non-verbal plays more important role than the non-verbal communication. When it comes to written communication, when it's, see, both are important. Speaking is important, okay, is important, and even your written communication is important. Okay, I hope you are understanding. I want to give you some tips. I want to give you some tips on effective communication. Okay, there are 4 points. There are 4 points. The first and important is speaking. First and important first point is speaking. Speaking is very important. How to speak, what to speak. Okay, this is important. And your language. Now we are talking only about English. English is the language. English is universally accepted. English is become the international language. You have to have working knowledge or working spoken English, because English is everywhere. Okay. Now you may say, sir, I'm not from a English background. I'm not from a English medium school, or I'm not from a convent. But let me give you a tip. I will assure you, in the next 3 months, if you follow my tip, next 3 months, you will speak better English. You will speak better English. The simple tip is, take a Times of India paper and read one paragraph, whichever is interest. Whether you are interested in politics on the first page or page 3, whether you are interested in fashion and the entertainment industry, or whether you are interested in cookery, or whether you are interested in sports, whatever is your area of interest, take a Times of India paper, take Indian Express, read one paragraph. Read one paragraph. Okay. After that, read it again. the second time. After that, give all these are tips. Again, third time, read it again. Again, fourth time, read it again. And the last time, the fifth time, read that paragraph again. Now, first time when you are reading, okay, some words may not be familiar to you. Some thoughts may not be familiar to you. You may, what you call stammer in reading because the words are not rolling on your tongue. But second time you read it, third time when you read it, fourth time when you read it, and the fifth time you will read it, it will take less time than what you have read for the first time. This comes only with practice. Why? Because you are practicing to read. And when you read, you can speak. Now, if you have read politics, or if you have read sports, or if you have read entertainment about the entertainment industry or Bollywood or Hollywood, whatever your area of interest, if there are 4 or 5 friends sitting together and if you are speaking, okay, if you are speaking, you are speaking fluently because you have read it. The knowledge is already come to you, and in that 4 5 friends you will be an effective communicator because you have read. So reading is very important. Reading is very important. First one I said speaking, second one is reading, second tip is reading, and third very both reading and speaking requires continuous practice. Reading and speaking requires continuous practice. Continuous practice. Stand in the front of a mirror in your room and speak before the mirror. Speak as if there is nobody. Speak in English. Speak for 5 minutes in English with your friends. Speak for 5 minutes with your faculty members when you are in college. The faculty members will guide you how to speak correct English. You are going wrong. Who cares? Go wrong. Nobody cares because I am here to learn. Because I have paid the fees. I have my own goal to be an effective communicator. If people are laughing at you, don't care. Just say that I want to become an effective communicator. Speaking and reading, the two tips are very important, my dear friends. And this comes only by practice. You speak for 5 minutes, next day you speak for 10 minutes with somebody who knows English. Next third day you speak for at least 15 minutes, increase this thing, and one day will come after 3 months, you will see your own progress report. I have to speak on goal setting, which you already spoken yesterday. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is, okay, practice it. If you are not going to do it now, you will never do it again. Today is the day when you will say, yes, I want to become an effective communicator, whether it is body language, whether it is gesture, posture, tone, facial expression, whether it is spoken English, whether it is words, okay, whatever it is, I will practice. Set this goal in front of you. Goal setting, and the immediate goal is to become an effective communicator. Not today, not tomorrow, but set a goal of next 3 months. That in next 3 months, I will read. I will read. I will hear the TV. Don't hear. I'm not telling you to listen to BBC News, okay? Because the accent, the English is too fast. Maybe at the first go you will be able to understand. Those who are not from English medium background, but those who are from non-English background, okay, hear the news where the normal English is spoken on the TV. So you will be able to understand the lip movement. You will be able to understand the facial expression, the voice, the tone, the posture, the body language of the news reader. These are the tips which I am giving to you to become an effective communicator. Gestures is very important. All these non-verbal communication is all about the body language of the speaker. People are looking at you. You may not be conscious, but people are conscious as to how you are presenting yourself in the class. Give presentation. We have a lot of presentations in the classroom. We have a lot of field visits in the classroom. We have a lot of interaction with the industry academia forum. This is the chance. This is the platform which the college JSIMR is giving you. So I am giving you a challenge today. Be an effective communicator. Start with small words. Start with small sentences. Practice, learn, speak. read and speak, read and speak, read and speak. And one day, in the next 3 months, you yourself will see a graph that yes, 3 months ago, I was not able to speak, but today I can speak, not effectively, but at least I can speak. Next year, whole year is there for me. I will be an effective speaker. Reading and speaking, two important tips. The third and very, very important tip. Do not forget this in your lifetime. Third and important tip is listening skills. In effective communication, one of the important aspect is listening skills. Now, listening skills does not come by practicing. Reading comes by practice, speaking comes by practice, but listening skills will come only by concentration. Listening skills will come only by concentration. Only when you concentrate, only when you listen to somebody. Let me make a statement over here. I'm making a very powerful statement. Person who is a good listener, he will be he is a respected person, because what he does, he doesn't speak, he doesn't read, he only listens. He only listens. In a metro city like Mumbai, in a metro city like Pune, like Delhi, Bangalore, like Hyderabad, okay, there are counselors. There are counselors. You may be shocked to hear these counselors are charging 5,000 rupees for 1 hour. These counselors are charging 5,000 rupees for 1 hour. And what is their job? Their job is only to listen. Their job is to only to listen. The people who go to counseling, to these counselors who are good, reputed counselors, okay, whether it is a broken relationship, whether it is a broken marriage, whether it is a property matter, whether it is some type of court case going on, these people go and take the advice of the counselor, and the counselor takes 5,000 rupees for 1 hour. And what is he doing? If he is taking 1,000 rupees for 1 hour, in 1 hour, 50 minutes, that counselor is only listening to you about your problems. And after 50 minutes, he says stop, and the next 10 minutes, he gives you such a counsel, he gives you such an advice, he speaks to you in such a way that your entire situation would be changed. That's why they are reputed counselor. What is the attribute? What is the quality in them? They are good listeners. Because in 50 minutes, they are understanding. Listening is of two parts. One is verbal listening, okay, where the words are falling on your ears. That is speaking. Sorry, that is hearing. Words which are falling on your ears. That is hearing. But when those words are falling on your ears and when your mind is understanding, then it comes into the category of that you are listening. So there is a difference, dear friends, between hearing and listening. I am telling you, in effective communication, you have to be a good listener, not a good hearer. Hearer, you can hear it, you can forget it. But if you have listened it, you will not forget it. Speaking, reading, listening, and the last and very important, writing. Writing, drafting, effective communicator. By reading your letter, by reading your email, by reading your message, the receiver of your letter, the receiver of your email, the receiver of your message will gauge what type of personality you are. It shows that you are an effective communicator. Writing is very, very important. That's why our parents used to, when we were small in the class, write it down, write it down. Writing will give you practicing of writing. So writing will make you understand. So these are the 4 important tips which I thought I would like to share with you to become an effective communicator. Verbal and non-verbal communication. This is a part. 4 tips: reading, speaking, reading, and writing. This requires practice. Listening requires concentration. Ekagrata in Marathi. It requires concentration. Only when you concentrate, you will be able to understand, you will be able to know what the speaker is speaking. You hear one lecture or 1 hour in the classroom, and afterwards when you don't listen, only when you hear, when you come out of the classroom, next day you will not remember the faculty spoke in the last lecture because you have only heard. So reading, speaking, reading, listening, and writing forms 4 important aspects to become an effective communicator. Then there are surroundings, okay, communication, non-verbal. They have 3 elements. Appearance is very important, okay. When the speaker is coming in the classroom or on the dais, just by looking at him, you will not be able to understand, no matter he is a very good orator. But you are so judgmental, not only you, even me, we are so judgmental that looking at the speaker only, we will make our judgment. Are ye kya baat karega abhi? Why? Because his appearance is not matching with his personality. Appearance is not matching with his personality. What is appearance? Your clothing, your hairstyle. Okay, the surroundings, the room size, the lighting, the decoration, the furnishing. Again, the body language, very important. The facial expression, gestures, postures, voice, tone, volume, speech rate, the rate at what the words you are speaking. So these all important things are the attributes, are the qualities of non-verbal communication. So appearance is very, very important. Your clothing is very important. Your clothing is very important. You are giving a presentation. You can't go in sneakers and jeans and t-shirt because that is not demanded by the corporate. A tie, a blazer, a trouser, well-polished shoes. Shoes plays a very important role in clothing and your appearance, in your style, to become an effective communicator. Because when you enter a particular room or a conference room or a boardroom or a dais where you are now giving a speech or a lecture or a presentation, the first thing the audience will look at your shoes. I'm not telling you this. This is the research. This is the research. They will look at your shoes, and especially the female will look at your shoes, and from your shoes they will guess what type of personality you are. The shoes should be well polished. I'm not telling you to buy branded shoes, but I'm telling you to buy shoes which are good, polished. Your trouser, your blazer, your shirt, your tie, okay, should be well ironed, presentable, especially the men, shaving, your hairstyle. This is what I told you. It requires only 3 minutes to present, and that 3 minutes will decide what you are. No matter whether you are a good orator or you have good thoughts or you're doing philosophy or whatever, that doesn't matter. That comes as a secondary. What comes the first is your appearance, is your style, is your clothing, is your hairstyle. The ladies, very important. Corporate dressing. Maybe if I have time, I will speak sometime on corporate dressing. That's a lengthy topic, because when I joined my company, the first induction, I was given a lecture on clothing because I belong to a rural background. I wore a white pant and a check shirt on my first day of my corporate life, and people were laughing at me because nobody told me in my rural area, in my college. Then I learned that clothing, yes, makes a real difference in somebody. It will change you, it will change your personality, it will change your attitude. That was the importance of clothing, which was shocking to me when I joined my corporate life, and very that too on the first day. And from then onwards, then I gave importance to clothing. I'm not talking about branded clothes, but neat, clean, tidy, ironed. Neat, clean, tidy, ironed clothes and well polished shoes. This play an important role. The surroundings, the room, the lighting, decoration, the furnishing, These are all, communicating to you day in and day out, every day, wherever you go, wherever in the environment, whether, and especially in the corporate life. That's why you see huge offices, centralized AC, but in that AC you are shivering, you are sweating because you have lost confidence. Simply because you are not bad at studies, you are very good in studies, but because of communication. So how important is this communication? How important is your facial expression? How important is your gestures, your nervousness, your confidence, your eye, lifting of eyebrows, your eyes. Eyes speaks a lot. There are a lot of lyrics and shires and ghazals written on eyes. So when you are in the life, these are the important things which should be taken into consideration with, communication. As far as effective communication is important, how to communicate with body language, sound plays a very important role. Barriers of communication there are there. This will again take an hour or so. Just quickly I will go through the slide. There are physical or external or mechanical barriers, especially in the online classes. There are no network, no range, there somebody's mic is on, so this distracts the communicator. So you have to take into consideration the physical, the external, mechanical, semantic and language barrier. Socio-psychological barriers are there, defects in medium, noise. These are the words. Self-centered attitude. I know everything. What is he telling? What is he giving lecture for 1 hour on effective communication? I know communication very easily. I am not teaching you. I am trying to help you to become an effective communicator. Self-centered. I'm not telling you that you have centered attitude, but self-centered attitude is the barrier of communication. Self-image, that is the barrier of communication. So these are all the aspects. Now coming back to the last couple of slides, okay. You've all learnt about, heard about, about communication, how important communication is. I told you about the 4 aspects of communication: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Understand this, follow this, practice for the next 3 months. You yourself will come and give me a testimony. Sir, somewhere I heard the lecture, somewhere I practiced, now somewhere I could speak better English than what I used to speak before. Now coming back to JSMR, JSPM, JSMR. JSMR's full form is Jayawantrao Sawant Institute of Management and Research. In this, we have expert lecture on GST. This is GST is only one topic. There are so many topics. Okay, we have expert lectures on many topics which is of interesting and which will help in grow in career. We have group discussion. We give a topic, we form groups of the students. Okay, there are 60 students in one batch, 60 students in another batch, division A, division B. We form 10 groups with the faculty members. We divide these 60 into 6 groups of 10 each, or 5 each, depending on the situation. We give a topic and they discuss it. We record it. We show how they are communicating again, how they are effectively. First group discussion may be a flop, second group discussion may be a flop, but at least in third group discussion, third time, you will see something. We have we have industry academic forum meet where students are interacting. We have certification courses. There are a lot of one of the important certification courses which we have is campus to corporate. So in that campus to corporate, all our faculties are teaching you on various aspects of what corporate requires from an MBA. What corporate requires from an MBA. So all these campus to corporate courses are online. My sincere appeal to you is you take part. You take part in presentations. You take part in group discussions. You take part in certification courses, campus to corporate. And there are various aspects. So this will develop your personality for the next 2 years. Keep this goal right away, what Dr. Shailesh Pandit sir has said yesterday. Keep this goal in front of you. Only then achieving, I'm making a statement, achieving of short-term goals will help you achieve your long-term goals. Achieving of your short-term goals. Short-term goals, next 2 years degree, next 2 years effective communication, next 2 years taking part in certification courses, in group discussion, in presentation, in field visits, in industry visits. There are so many activities loaded and loaded in JSIMR. which I am not able to discuss in 1 hour slot. So many things are there. Theory lectures are going on one side, library is there on one side, faculty is there. But apart from that, these activities will help you to come to a platform where you will say, yes, I have learned something in the next 2 years. I have developed something of my own. I have come to a point of where there is no turning back. I will crack the interview, whether it is aptitude, whether it is communication, whether it is spoken English, what it is. I will crack that interview and I will see to it that I get a good place. Don't beg for placement. When you pass out the college, at least you should come to that level that 3 offer or letters are there in your pocket, and you should be able to tell to the company that I will get back to you. I will get back to you. Company always tells you, interviewer always tells you, okay, Mr. So and so, thank you for coming for the interview, and we will get back to you. Don't beg for a job. Don't say that college is not giving me any plus. You come to that certain level, you come to that certain stage, you change your line of thought, you change your attitude, you change your mannerism, you change your thinking process, and that change will bring a change in your personality development overall. But the start is effective communication. And when you pass out JSPM's Jayawantara Sawant Institute of Management College, people will say that you should be able to say that I have 3 offers of my dream company in my pocket. Let me speak to my family, let me speak to my friends, let me speak to my mentors, let me speak to my faculties, and sir, I will get back to you. This should be the confidence, and I'm sure you have that confidence. I'm sure one day you will come to us and say, sir, we have done it because because we had come to the right platform. We had the right platform. Where it starts. See, we can take the horse to the river. Faculty and director will take the horse to the river. The horse is very thirsty. We will only pull the horse somehow. Chal Baba, chal. We will somehow pull the horse to the river, but the horse has to drink. We will give you group discussion. We will give you certification course. We will give you IAF meet. We will give you industry visits. We will take guardian members meeting. We will give you all the required platform, but you have to take that knowledge, apply that knowledge into practical by making your own personality, being I said before that, I said, be your own brand ambassador, be your own role model, that people will look at you and say, I will follow this person. So the point over here is, we will only help you. We will not teach you. But because you are already learned, you are already intellect, you are already graduates, what we will teach you? But there is a difference between you and me and our faculties. You don't have experience, we have experience. We speak from experience. We speak from experience. And that experience will help you. So the first step in your new encounter with JSPM's JSIMR is to be an effective communicator. Unlock your career path. Unlock. This is the time. This is the time. We can speak hours and hours. We can speak hours and hours, but it is you who have to take it, implement it. Last slide, I want to just show, there are many, what do you call, success stories in our JSMR. One of the success story I want to tell you in next 5 minutes. There was one student called Shivanand Kadam. We used to call him Shiv Kadam. He was from the batch of 2015 and 17. You will not believe, he was from the tribal area, from Gadchiroli. Gadchiroli. He never knew English. Forget English. He could not speak proper Marathi because Gadchiroli language of Marathi is different. The accent is different than what, and students used to make fun of him. He is demotivated always. But the students and faculty supported him. The faculty members, the director supported him. We groomed him. We helped him. We taught him. Because why we taught him? Why we helped him? Because he showed initiative, saying that, sir, I want to do something. I have left my family. I've come hundreds of miles from Gadchiroli to Pune just to learn, a simple, normal student from a tribal area. But then today, I'm proud to say that he has got the Best Employee Award in Infosys. Best Employee Award in Infosys. He took part in cultural activities. He took part in group discussion, field visits, industry visits, everywhere he took part. His tongue was stammering. He could not speak, but over a period of time, he practiced because he had that jid. He had that never say die attitude. And that is why today I'm proud to say these are the credentials on your screen. I'm not giving you a story. I'm not speaking something which is in illusion, but I'm speaking to you something which is real, The Best Employee Award from Infosys. These are the certificates in front of you. If he can become one of the best employee of Infosys, a branded company, a top company, okay, in the world, the question is, if he can become, why can't you become? Why can't you become? Then one more about talking about project reports. We have project reports in the third semester, wherein you have to go for a project. Two of our students were selected to go to Tanzania. Two of our students were selected to go to Tanzania to do their project report. These are the certificates in front of your screen. They did the project report for 3 months in Tanzania. The government supported them, and they came back to our institute with flying colors, and they are now employed in a very good. There are many success stories which I want to share, but this is just a couple of stories which I wanted with you to share. This is all I wanted to share with you. I hope you have understood my talk. It was not a lecture, but I spoke really what is required today, why it is important, and all that. I guess I was audible, I was presentable. I guess you have heard and you have understood, and I wish you all the best for your career, for your future. If you have any doubt, you have our mobile numbers. You can speak to us any moment. We will be glad to help you that hear about your testimony, that one day you will come tell our faculties, our director, sir, we have made it down the line in the next 2 years. Thank you very much. Next 5 minutes are your it's your time. If you have any question, you can speak. So the video is not. You have any questions to ask, dear students? You can on your. Thank you that you are a very good listener. I must congratulate everybody. There was no sound, no noise. And that shows that you are a very good listener. I hope you will understand the importance to become an effective communicator. Thank you very much. I am receiving a lot of thank yous in the chat box. Thanks a lot. And very soon we will meet after the pandemic. Komal Jagtap, thank you so much for attending my session. Shall we disconnect for today? Okay, have a good day. Bye. Okay, sir, I'm done. Thank you, Akash. Thank you, Ashutosh. Komal, Janvi, Mehreen, Neha, Professor Sandeep Raskar, thank you for joining. Samina, thank you very much. End the meeting. Oh.